3 legendary champions that just aren't worth your sacred shards. Sacred shards are some of the most valuable resources in Raid Shadow Legends. When you finally crack one open, you're hoping for a game-changing legendary, something that boosts your account, opens new content, or dominates PvP. Unfortunately, not every legendary delivers. Today, we're looking at 3 legendary champions that are widely considered disappointing pulls, especially given how rare sacred shards are. If you pulled one of these, this isn't meant as an insult, just an honest breakdown of why they struggle to find a real place in most accounts. Let's get into it. 1. Pixniel, a champion trapped by freeze. Pixniel's entire kit revolves around one thing: freeze debuffs, and that's her biggest problem. Freeze is one of the least reliable debuffs in the game. Very few champions apply it consistently, and most end-game content doesn't reward building teams around it. As a result, Pixniel constantly feels like she's waiting for perfect conditions that rarely happen. Her main AoE skill can place freeze on enemies, but only for one turn and only at full effectiveness after investing a painful number of legendary books. Her follow-up ability requires enemies to already be frozen just to apply useful debuffs like weaken, making her rotation slow and awkward. Yes, she provides some defensive buffs and healing, but there are far cheaper and more reliable support champions that do the same job without all the setup. Add in long cooldowns and extreme book requirements, and Pixniel ends up feeling like a legendary that performs worse than many epics. Outside of very niche situations, she's simply not worth the investment. 2. Gamuran, too complicated for his own good. Gamuran looks interesting on paper. He has revive mechanics, buff stealing, healing, and block revive potential. The problem? Everything he does is conditional and inconsistent. His passive revives random allies based on very specific triggers. Random being the key word. You don't control who comes back, when, or whether it even matters. That alone makes him unreliable in clutch situations. His signature skill can target either a living or dead enemy, and the effect changes entirely depending on that choice. While flexibility sounds good, in practice, it makes the ability clunky and underwhelming. The block revive option is niche, and the damage or healing rarely feels impactful, compared to simpler champions who do the same job more efficiently. To his credit, his buff-stealing ability is solid, and his basic attack has some utility. But for a legendary, not bad isn't good enough. Gamuran feels like a collection of half-finished ideas rather than a focused, powerful champion. 3. Vergumkaar, big, tanky, and disappointing. Vergumkaar looks intimidating. Massive model, defensive theme, strong presence. Sadly, that's where the excitement ends. Most of his kit revolves around provoke mechanics, either removing provoke from allies or benefiting when enemies attempt to provoke him. The issue? Provoke just isn't common or threatening enough to justify an entire legendary design. His AoE attack applies useful debuffs like decreased defense and heal reduction, but the chances aren't guaranteed, and the cooldowns are long. Other champions, some of them rare, can perform similar roles more consistently and with less investment. Defensively, he offers shields and increased defense. But again, these abilities are tied to niche conditions that don't come up often enough in real gameplay. His basic attack can stun, but it relies heavily on enemy buffs, making it unreliable. In the end, Vergumkaar tries to do too many things, and none of them particularly well. For most players, he'll sit unused while simpler champions carry the workload. Final thoughts. Legendary champions should feel special. They should either excel in a specific role or bring something unique to your account. Unfortunately, these three champions often fall short, especially when you consider the cost of books, gear, and time. If you pulled one of them, don't panic. They can still function in early or niche content. But if you're deciding where to invest resources, there are far better options that will give you more value and progress. And of course, opinions vary. If you found a way to make one of these champions shine, that's awesome. Raid is all about experimenting and finding what works for your account. Good luck with your pulls, and may your next sacred shard treat you better.